I'm 40. Well, James and Grace, they're both sweethearts. And, but I'm getting back from James what I gave to my parents. There's a lot of calls from the school. A bit of time and detention. A couple of calls to the RCMP. Oh my. And actually, myself and Aiden and James, we went skiing this winter, and the deal with James, in order to go on the ski trip for the week, he was going to miss school, so he had to keep up with his schoolwork. So we sat down the very first night, got out the Chromebook, and he had to do, in English, he had to do a project where he had to analyze a poem. So I sat down with him and I started going through it, and I was like, James, this is not a poem. This is a song by Chris de Burgh. And he's like, who's Chris de Burgh? I said, James. Not only do I know who he is, I actually played with Chris de Burgh. Chris de Burgh, about 20 years ago, 25 years ago, was here in St. John's doing a show. And I was playing in a bar just up the street. I'm not going to name it, the fat guy. And in he walked at my show and decided he was going to crash my stage. I got up, and I'm kind of uninvited too. He got up and he started to play, and he did a whole bunch of songs in the middle of my show. So when he came back to Newfoundland a couple of years later, I went over to Mile 1 Stadium, and I tried to crash his show. I'm not allowed in the United States anymore, by the way. Criminal record now. No, I'm just kidding. I sat down with James and we analyzed his poem and analyzed his song, and I looked, I was like, James, you know, Chris de Burgh is very famous and very well known in Newfoundland. Maybe I should do a Chris de Burgh song. He said, that's great, Dad. What are you going to do? I said, well, I'll let you decide. So I started playing a bunch of Chris de Burgh songs. The first one was like The Spanish Train. Dad, that's a good one. See, that's too long, Dad. We're going to get bored with that one. That's too long. So I said, all right, well, I played Lady in Red. No, Dad, that's way too sappy for you. You won't like that one. I said, well, what about this one? This is a really good one. This is my favorite. This is Don't Pay the Ferryman. He said, no, Dad, you should have paid him. So I played him the next song. And he started, perking up, listening closely. And we got about halfway through the song, and he said, Dad, that's the one. That's the song you got to do. So do you want to hear the song that my 13-year-old son, his little brother, Fred's little brother, James, do you want to hear the song that James thought would be a good song for me to do?
Yes!
Oh, Dennis is a menace, please. And he wants to teach you to try to keep score. Mom says, oh Lord, I'm so terribly poor. I really can't stand it anymore. 'Cause I'm going out to dinner. Place I found down by the key. Her name is Patricia. She calls herself the Bishop, and the reason is very hard to see. She said God made her a sinner just to keep fat men babysitter. And they'd come around and before her feet. Hang around in groups like Halloween troops. Walking off and see the queue right down the street. But Patricia, or Delicia, not only is a singer, she also removes all her clothes. For Patricia is the best star in town. With the swing of her hips, she started to strip to tremendous surprise. She took off her drawers and with a lip cover that she undid all her clips. Blew it all in the air, and everybody stared. And as the last piece of clothing fell to the floor, the police were banging on the door. On a Saturday night when
In 1924.
now Patricia was arrested, and everyone attested the manner in which she was exposed. Later on in court, well, everybody thought a summer run in jail was in the court. But the judge said, Patricia, or may I say Alyssa, the facts of the case lay before you. Case dismissed. This girl was in a working club. When the swing of her hips started to strip to tremendous applause. She took off her card, did a lip cover that she undid all her clips. Put all in the air, and everybody stared. And as the last piece of clothing fell to the floor, the police were yelling out for more. On a Saturday night in 1924. On a Saturday night in 1924. Thank you, thank James. Yeah, he's a great. He's probably home now with a mirror.